Hi, I'm Kyle Hurst, driver of the Roth Motorsports number 83 Junior, and you're watching KWS Tonight.
Well, hey everyone, thanks for joining us on King of the West tonight. We're just 2 days away from the season opener this Saturday night, April 20th at the Antioch Speedway. It'll be the first of 28 scheduled events in one of the biggest seasons in recent memory, George. I think it's been since about the Northern Auto Racing Club days that we've had more than 25 races, so we're excited.
I'm excited, but I got the memo. You didn't.
Yeah,
I got the new Hoosier official shirt on. And where's yours?
George buys Hoosier shirts and doesn't even get me one. That shows how I rate around here.
I don't know what to tell you, Gary. I ordered your shirt. It came in. If you can't find it in the box.
Yeah, I didn't look. That's true.
You didn't look.
Hey, moving on.
Well, no, wait a minute. We have to tell everybody. We want to thank Hoosier for
the shirts, right?
Applied the new, this is what you see, the new official colors.
Right, Motorwear did the
embroidery.
KWS logo embroidering on there. So thank all the companies that support us.
We are absolutely stylish.
Getting back to the season.
Yes, let's do that.
This Saturday night, of course, we said the season opener in Antioch will be the first of 28 scheduled races and the first of 2 at the Antioch Speedway, which is just becoming one of the action tracks of the West, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely. Antioch is always thrilling. It has been for years. Then John Soares decided, let's make the track a little bigger, a little faster, a little more banked. If you haven't been there for a while, you've got to go see it. And you got to get there early.
Yep.
Because traditionally, the season opener has been a sellout.
Yeah, it has, and of course, there's been some great racing so far at Antioch. The World of Outlaw show was awesome. The Civil War show was great. The King of the West series, really looking forward to kicking off the season. We're expecting a great car count, and probably one of the best car counts in stout fields we've seen in the season.
Gary, just before we came on air, Gary, you got a phone call, and I think we've added a couple of drivers.
Yeah, Peter Murphy's coming, but his team car, Scott Parker's coming. We weren't expecting him, so that's another one. Corey Eliason, of course, is going for the Rookie of the Year this year. Said he's excited for Saturday, so. We can't wait to get there. Last year we had 3 races in Antioch, 3 different winners, and this season we go here this weekend, and we'll be back July 20th.
You tell me that Peter Murphy's the New Zealand champion, but he's an Australian. How does that work?
Right. Now he's number 1 in Z. So they've been recognizing him in the 11 car this year. He'll be in the 1 in Z as the New Zealand champion.
We got a couple other young stars coming. Rico Abreu's going to make an appearance. He's not going to be with us at every race this year, but he will be at Antioch along with the World of Outlaw winner.
Yep, Shane Golobic, excited to have him back. He'll be with us the first 4 races of the season. And you mentioned Rico. We've got Paul Silva full-time this year as his crew chief. Rico's going to be out here until about June, tentatively, so we'll see him quite a bit over the early part of the year. And that's a guy that you can't take your eye off of.
Okay, let me put you on the spot. How many cars do you think we're going to be having at Antioch this week?
Well, I'm hoping for about 32, maybe. Nice full field.
That's my number 2. I think 32 is a good round number that we're going to have, and we're going to have all our drivers back from last year, plus a lot of new drivers. An exciting night of sprint car action at Antioch on tap this weekend.
And we already talked about Hoosier tires. That's another reason for the higher car count. We're definitely happy to be back on Hoosier, the same compounds as everyone else in Northern California. So that's going to be pay dividends with the car counts. We'd like to invite all the drivers. If you haven't been to the King of the West race over the last couple seasons, we're on the same tire as everyone. So come on out. We'll have some fun, and we're looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, we are. And you're right. The Hoosier. You can tell the color is purple. That's a Hoosier color.
Barney the dinosaur.
The Barney the dinosaur. That's what I'm going to be called the rest of the year. I thank you very much, Gary. But no, it's an exciting time. A first race of the season is always exciting.
Yeah, it is.
The buzz around the office, the phones, been ringing. The teams are excited. We're excited.
The weather's great. It's going to be 82, I think, on Saturday, so you can't ask for better.
And John Soares has said we're going to have an outstanding track. He wants this to be a track record speed, and we're close.
We've been close, yeah. And of course, get there early. As we said, 5 p.m. the gates open. We're going to have Shane Golobic, the World of Outlaw winner a few weeks back, along with Craig Stidham and Kyle Hurst, who both won main events there last season, signing autographs. Come by, get yourself an autograph poster, and meet the trio, because they're 3 awesome guys and great representatives for our sport.
Hey, Gary, tonight we have an interview with one of our title contenders, Kyle Hurst. Driving the 83 Junior this year for the Roth Motorsports.
Looking forward to it. He's, of course, another second-generation driver. His dad, Rick, was a Northern Auto Racing Club champion, and we got some great words with him a couple weeks back. We were able to sit down with him in Sacramento. Well, hey everyone, we're pleased to be in the garage of our title contender this season, driver of the Roth Enterprises 83 Junior, Mr. Kyle Hurst. Kyle,
how's it going, Gary?
Thanks for having us over. We've been trying to lock you down here for a couple weeks, and we're glad to finally get the chance to talk to you.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm hoping we'll have a good time.
Yeah, you know, your family's been involved in the sport for many, many years. Your dad, of course, was a 1986 Northern Auto Racing Club champion. So growing up, did you always want to be a race car driver watching your dad?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we were around it. I think me and my brother went to the races every weekend, playing with the wood sprint cars, playing in the dirt. That's all we did. And then, I was lucky enough in 1994 when my dad quit, I started racing. And here we are now.
And your parents, of course, have been really involved in this sport, of course, with the Bradway, among other things. But how big has that been for you and your brother Derek and your sister Samantha?
The Bradway deal?
Everything, yeah.
Everything, yeah. My dad did it for 20 years in Northern California, raced around there. So it's just been part of our life. Like everyone always says, it's not just something we do on the weekends. It's part of your life. Lifestyle, yeah, there's no doubt. It's not just something we go boating on the weekend, you race. It's everything. It's your whole life. So it's been part of it forever, growing up. Now, mom and dad still come. Everyone comes and watches. It's awesome. I love it.
Continuing that family dynamic, your sister, of course, is engaged to Willie Croft. What's it like racing with Willie out on the racetrack, knowing that? You guys you can rub some wheels and stuff and have some fun?
I think so. You always want to beat each other. You want to beat anyone out there. But it's great racing with them. Also, you get to see our nephew Cole every weekend. So that's always a plus. So this year I'm looking forward to the KWS deal. I get to see Cole. He'll grow up. It'll be good. Get to see my sister every weekend, see Willie, and we'll go out and bang wheels every once in a while.
Now, you talk about growing up at the racetrack. Are there any kids that you used to hang out with back in the day that you now race against? I'm sure there's quite a bit of them.
Oh, there's a handful. I mean, there's so many guys that came from these go-karts that we ran at Cycland growing up. Sean Becker, Larson. There's Brad Sweet. There's
right.
I don't think I can think of them all right now, but it's where we came from, and you grew up with them racing, hang out with them, and now we're doing it for a living, or as much as you can.
Sure. You talk about outlaw carts. Of course, we have one back here. I believe this is your buddy Mikey Hellwig's cart. Can you talk to us a little bit about your outlaw cart career prior to sprint cars?
Yeah, like I said, my dad broke his arm in '94, and that's been about 20 years he's been running sprint cars, and it was time for me to start. So we started out in outlaw carts, and they have these box stocks, and that's a box like motor. They have classes, and you grow up as a little kid, move up 125, 500, and did that for like 8 years. You run Cycland in the summertime and Red Bluff in the wintertime. You can run those things year round. So a lot of people always ask who's my favorite sprint car driver growing up. I was fortunate enough, I was always at outlaw kart race. So, I didn't start going to sprint car races until 2004 until I started racing. Other than that, I was a little kid when my dad would race, and I'm glad he got to race in 2001.
Right.
A little bit of Chico for Terry Cowan and stuff like that. But yeah, these outlaw karts are a great stepping stone. Like I said, a lot of good drivers have come from them, so I think it's a way to start your racing career and getting on going.
You talk about your sprint car career. You started, I believe, when you were 16 back in, I think it was 2004. But after a few years, you had the opportunity to go back east and race with the ASCS National Series. Talk about that experience, visiting some of those new tracks back east.
That was awesome. I got to thank Gary Perkins for that one. I came home one day during the winter and he said, "Hey, do you want to go run the ASCS for it?" Absolutely. And we got to travel. I ran California for the first couple of years, running for different people, and then Gary wanted to go out and run the tour. And it was just a great experience. It wasn't just the tracks you got to go do. You had to travel, you had to accommodate, you had to find car washes. You had to find what was the good neighborhoods, what was the bad neighborhoods. It was a whole experience, and I'm glad I got to do it. I hope I get to do it again someday down the road. But I loved it. Getting to the new tracks, I got the big slick tracks, got to run Knoxville, live in Warsaw. Get to see a whole different side like California. So like I said, I hope I get to do that again. It was a blast, and I'm looking forward to it.
You talked about your career, of course. You said we started in 2004. But the upcoming season is your 10th in a sprint car. Can you believe you've been around this thing for 10 years? It seems like people still think of you as that young kid around the racetrack.
I believe that. I think the years go by so fast, it's already wintertime again, and then you do it all over again. And to say I've done 10 years is unbelievable at it. My parents did it for 2, and then that was pretty much on my own. So here we are, and yeah, this year running for Roth Motorsports, definitely going to be my, hopefully my best year yet. It's a great opportunity for me, and I'm going to make the best out of it.
Cool. Looking forward to it. We now have a Facebook question. We asked some of our fans for questions for you, and this is the first of our Facebook questions from Jacob Spath. I believe you know Jacob.
Yep.
He says, if you had to set up your own car with no help, could you still be as competitive at the level you race as you are now? He says it's a serious question from your friend Spath.
I set up the car a lot by myself. Like last year with the Tulo deal, I was Dave was very open and let me do my thing. In Australia, I set up my own car with the Rouge family. So it wasn't one of those things I just ever showed up and drive. I always knew what I was doing. I know how to build them. I work at ART fabricating. I definitely think I can set up a car.
Right.
So it helps out to put the input back to the guy that's setting the car up now. Like we're in for Roth. I have a guy that, the crew chief Sonny and Kyle that work on the car, and to be able to communicate with them, it makes it a whole lot better. But yeah, I love setting up the car. If I didn't have a crew chief, like I said, I did in Australia this past winter, and we ran successful. So I think I'm hands-on and try to keep on top of it and be smart with that kind of stuff.
Now this season, of course, we talked about you driving for Roth Motorsports, the biggest opportunity of your career, I'm sure, bar none. What was the feeling like when you got the call from the Roth Motorsports team to drive the car after all the success last year?
I was pretty stoked. It was I didn't know what was going to happen. You heard from people, heard rumors, but you never know if that's any true. It's only true until you get the phone call from Dennis or Todd and they say, hey, we're going to do this thing next year. So, we ran good last year, and I was hoping that's, you never knew it was going to happen. Tim wasn't going nowhere. He's a hell of a driver.
Right.
And so it's just more so if they're going to do 2 teams, and they are doing that. So I can't thank Dennis and Teresa enough. All the guys that put the cars together this winter. It's going to be my best opportunity, and I'm going to give 110%, hopefully go out there and win some races.
Now, last season, you drove for a number of different car owners. How many did you end up driving for?
I can't remember now. I think it was around 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Australian guys, so yeah. A lot of good people. I thank every one of them for getting the opportunity to get in their cars. It takes a lot to do that.
What's the mindset now knowing you're going to be in one car for the year? I mean, does that ease your mind a little bit knowing you're not going to pick your seat in and out of different cars and stuff? You're just going to be committed to one?
Absolutely. Once my seats get here, I'm borrowing one right now to get the season going. But Jeannie, they're backed up there, Butler built. But as soon as I get that thing, we'll get it in, and hopefully it doesn't come out for the whole year. But yeah, it is a different. Like I said, it was a privilege last year to drive some of the guys I drove for. But it is, you got to put your seat in. You got 1,000 drill holes in.
Right.
This year, hopefully, have 4 holes, 2 in the bottom, 2 in the top, and we'll leave that thing in there all year long.
Hey, we're going to take a little break and come back with more from our guest tonight, Kyle Hurst.
We are set to go. Grab your seat. Here we go. And right now, Brad Furr gets the advantage. Brad Furr behind Colby Weiss has now trouble. Robert Blue involved with the 22 of Jacobson. Yellow is out. Tough break for Blue, one of the favorites. Brad Furr trying to get around the 15E of Lawrence Edlund. He'll do so. Furr jumps the cushion, and here comes Travis Jacobson, new leader on lap 13, the Washington driver. Brad Furr once again in a little bit of trouble. That'll move up the 99 at Kyle Hurst. Travis Jacobson all the way on the bottom of the racetrack. Hurst on the bottom, young Kyle Hurst out of turn 4, and that boy Hurst will take the lead away. 27 down, 3 to go. Forsberg, he's got a run on Jacobson, and he's coming through. Andy Forsberg moves to second. Here comes Brad Furr. Furr's gonna move up to third. Trying to win his first ever main event at Silver Dollar Speedway. 17-year-old Kyle Hurst gets her done tonight on night number 2 of the Fall National. Sean Becker spins out on the last lap. He'll lose some position.
Well, welcome back, everyone. You just saw a highlight package from the 2005 Pacific Sprint Fall Nationals at the Silver Dollar Speedway. Kyle Hurst, of course, picking up a big win on his prelim night, driving the Wright number 99 George, and I think you remember him in that car.
Absolutely. Awesome drive that night for Kyle. One of the things he talked about, it's a memorable race for him.
Yeah, and it's funny, the second night was one of those Heartbreak City events for him. He led a lot of the main event during the Fall Nationals finale that year. And Brent Kading, who we talked about, those late race BK snooker jobs, that got him right off of turn 4. But yeah, that was a heartbreaking loss for Kyle, but he's come back and, like I say, he's had a great career and one of the real nice guys in the sport. And I mean, over the last number of years, we've been hoping to get him full time, and we finally have the chance. So we're excited about that.
No, I think one of the things we were both surprised at when he said, "Hey, I've been racing sprint cars for 10 years already." He seems like he's still a teenager.
Pretty amazing.
At least really, in my mind.
Yeah, he's still a young gun out there, pretty much. But
well, let's hear more from Kyle Hurst.
Welcome back, everyone. We're back with Sacramento, California's Kyle Hurst. And Kyle, right before our break, we just got into your upcoming season driving for Roth Motorsports, Roth Enterprises. Your first night driving for Dennis and Teresa last year came in Antioch on June 23rd with the King of the West Series. Not only did you set a track record, but you won the main event. I mean, did you ever imagine that night would go so well?
No, going there, you're a little nervous. First time driving for someone like that. He's been around forever. So it just played our way. You know, quick time was good, and then they come in. I didn't feel nothing special, and they said we had a new track record, so that surprised me. Made it through our heat, and then I think we were running 4th in the main, and I think it was meant to be, you know, top 3 tangle, and I don't think that's happened in the 9 years I've been
Right,
here.
right.
So I took advantage, and we ended up getting the win, and it was a great way to start off with them guys.
Yeah, you not only won that race, but you really had a strong string of consistency going after that. You finished top 5 every race with King of the West driving for Dennis and Teresa Roth. I mean, that has to give you a lot of confidence knowing that thing's going to be fast every night.
No, absolutely. It's nice. You show up and you do your tear-offs, and you're guaranteed you're going to have a fast car 90% of the time. And like you said, we had a good last year. We ran good with ASCS, King of the West. We were strong in some of the outlaw shows and Trophy Cup. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to this year. I think we're going to have 65 races altogether, so it should be a good year.
You know, you mentioned Trophy Cup. That's something I wanted to get into next because you started, I believe, 17th in the main event last year at the 50-lap finale and won the thing.
Yeah.
That was a heck of a charge, and I think it really opened up a lot of eyes to the talent that you have behind the wheel, and I'm sure that was another big deal for getting the call from Dennis and Teresa Roth. That was a big night.
I appreciate that. It was, you know, especially Tulare. I haven't never conquered one at Tulare, and you always want to. It's one of my favorite tracks, and starting 17th, man, that's a long ways back. You got a lot of good guys behind you. You got to look at these guys in front of you, and we were just kind of biding our time, and all of a sudden things took off, and we were lucky to get by a bunch of good guys and had a lot of fun racing with them. And you know, Dominic Selzy, I thought they was gonna have that wrapped up. So I'm sure he'll get one year. You know, that kid's on the gas. So but yeah, Trophy Cup was awesome, and hopefully wrap that thing up this year and get the points maybe. Yeah,
you know, taking opportunities when you get the chances like that is what you got to do. And you had a great run at the Gold Cup, as you said. You were the hard charger. So far this season, you had a fast time at Chico earlier in the year in March at the Mini Gold Cup and had a strong finish there. So you guys, it's nice to get tuned up before the King of the West season, I'm sure, to race some outlaw shows.
I mean, they're running with these outlaw guys. They're tough. They're tough anywhere they go. You know, they do it for a living. It's hard to have a home track advantage. They're good on quarter miles, half miles, 3/8, everything you go. And this year it seems like they got a lot of good traveling guys. So it was tough running with them. Yeah, we got the quick time at Chico. I give that props to our Bucky for the field draw 2-1, so we went out early and got that done. So hopefully run good with them and kick off with this King West race.
Another Facebook question from another one of your fans, Nick Durst. He says, where is your favorite place to race and which track has the best atmosphere?
It's between two of them, because I love Tulare. Tulare is
right.
It's fast, it's on the board, but I also love Peeville. When that thing's dead slick to a big old curve, you have a lot of fun there. And I'd say Peeville is a lot of great atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, for the hometown, it's not, you know, a lot of tracks you go to these days, you race, you load up, you go home, you go off to the car wash. And there's nothing wrong with that. You got to do that. That's what people do.
Right.
But the Placerville, people are always staying. The barbecues are going. A lot of people hanging out. A lot of fun. I think the crowd always packed. So I'd say Placerville wins that one.
I was going to say, there's no track that I like going to more than sitting in the stands at Placerville because those fans, they get into it, man. I mean, if it's qualifying or anything, they get rowdy. Yep.
They get rowdy. They always cheer for their favorites, whether you're local or not. So I'd say that one takes the cake.
Okay. Another Facebook question from Dominic Selzy, fellow driver we just talked about. I probably know the answer, but he says, which track have you had the most success at in your career?
I'd have to say Chico, just because I ran those most.
Right.
Like I said, I'd like to say it would be Tulare or somewhere like that, but Chico I ran the most. I think I picked up a couple races there, here like on weekly stuff, and some King of West, Gold State. One there I'd like to get is the Bradway, so hopefully that's one of these years to come. We'll pick up the Bradway there. That's one. That's my number one on the list right now.
It's kind of lead into another question about the Bradway. You're driving, of course, for Roth Motorsports this year, and that's a special race to you. The Bradway, your family helped begin the thing, 23 years ago, and you're going to be on kill for that deal. I can guarantee you that.
Absolutely, and I hope everything falls in place because I know I'll be giving my 110%, and I know the crew will be. The race is one of those deals you get the right field, you get the wrong one. So I hope everything's in place, and I'm out. I have an opportunity to be up front in that deal and try to sneak a win off of that. I've been close twice, so one of these years is going to happen. There's no doubt about that.
Definitely. And we're excited to have you on the King of the West Tour this season. Of course, it'll be the first time you're able to run King of the West or Golden State full-time in quite a while now. I know you're 05, yeah. I think you were the rookie back in 04 and then 05. So what would it mean to bring home that King of the West title? I mean, we got a lot of money on the line, a lot of prestige and stuff, and it should be pretty special for you, I'm sure.
That's absolutely what we're shooting for, to go out and do this deal. I don't think Dennis and Teresa expect anything else. I mean, we're going to give it our all. It's going to be tight. There's a lot of good competitors out there. But I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we can pull this thing off. Like I said, I haven't ran points in a long time. The ASCS, I've only ran it a couple times.
Sure, right.
So I'm just running, 60.
Like a true outlaw.
Yeah. So, but we'll be up front. Hopefully, try to wrap this thing up this year. I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely. And final Facebook question of the night. This comes from Chris Bruno.
Okay.
He says, where would you like to see your career take you? Lifelong open wheel dirt, or do you hope to race NASCAR someday?
The NASCAR, let Larson set the bar on that one. He's an exception, there's no doubt. He's got a lot of talent, and it's fun to watch him every time we, watch him on Saturdays. There's no doubt it's not going to be long until we're watching him on Sundays. But I love the sprint car stuff. I love the dirt. I love the non-wing, the wing, everything. Hopefully, we'll do a midget someday. So I think as long as I can keep on dirt, running a sprint car or something for the rest of my life, I'll be a happy man.
That'd be a cool thing. We'd love to see it. But
there's a lot of guys that get to do it, so if I have the privilege to do it, I'll be happy.
No doubt about it. Now we'd like to give you a chance to thank anyone that is going to make this season possible for you. To say you drove for a lot of people last year, and I'm sure you have a lot of people to thank.
Oh yeah, I got to thank everyone for last year giving me the opportunity. This is where it got me the opportunity. TK was probably one of the biggest ones. We were sitting at Chico one night, and he walked up and said, "Hey, I'm going to head out," and so they want to finish the deal off, and I threw your name out there. So I'm sure I've had a big part of it. They called me up, and I got the opportunity. So thank you, Dennis and Teresa, for this year, and I'll give it 110%. Todd, Sonny, Kyle, all the guys that help out. Mikey sneaks off with us every once in a while. Bucky, Eric. I think it's going to be a fun year.
All right, everyone. Stay tuned for more King of the West Tonight. Hey everyone, the 23rd annual Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial Race is coming up at Silver Dollar Speedway on Saturday, May 4th. And if you're interested in sponsoring a lap, they are $100 per lap, with the leader getting $50, second place getting $30, and third place getting $20. Now, every bit of your money goes back to the racers, so if you're interested in purchasing a lap, please contact Dave and Diane DeRica at 916-988-5958 or email them at derica1414@svcglobal.net. Once again, the 23rd annual Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial, Saturday night, May 4th at Silver Dollar Speedway, King of the West Series, one time only at Chico.
Kyle, one of the things that Gary conveniently forgot to ask you is I've seen this picture of you with the Trophy Cup trophy.
Absolutely.
Do you still keep that close?
We keep it close. It's always been the fireplace, and we have it right here next to us. So we brought it from the fireplace out to the garage with us here. So
I thought maybe you might be cradling it while we do the interview.
I didn't want to lose it that night, so I made sure it was going to be in the truck, and didn't want to misplace that one.
One of the other things that I want to talk to you about is you work at ART.
Yeah.
That's got to be the perfect race car driver job. You're working at a race car fab shop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. ART, Glenn, and Art Bonet, they treat me right. If I got to go racing, they let me go racing. If I need a day off, they give me a day off, and then I go in and work. And when I'm there, I work my butt off. So it's great. I never a day where I'm not doing what I love. I'm either around it, building it, welding, bodying, or I'm out racing. So can't complain. So
what did you learn at ART? I think we talked last year, and there was a lot of things that the guys there taught you in the fabrication of a race car.
Oh man, I've learned a lot. Pete Paulson, the welder there, welds up all the chassis. Yeah. I wouldn't want to learn from anyone else. I'm welding, and he tells me, hey, you need to do a little bit of this, a little of that. So great teacher there, Glenn. The business aspect of it. They teach. Art taught me how to body the cars. So just
body the cars. People may not understand. What is it? What do you have to do to body a car?
Well, a lot of body the car. We get big sheets of aluminum. You have to cut it down and make every little panel. You got to fit the hoods. Everything. You got to make it fit perfect and look presentable, so we can ship them off down the road and make customers happy.
Well, I tell you, I'm glad I got the opportunity. Found my microphone.
Yeah.
Gary
About
was.
time.
Yeah,
I'm glad you got to join.
Absolutely. Gary wants to be the star all the time.
Yeah, but we had a good time. I'm glad you came on. I'm glad you guys had me on, and I'm looking forward to next time.
Hey, I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you. You know what? We're going to be talking to you in Victory Lane a lot this year.
Absolutely, that'll work, guys.
Stay tuned for more KWS Tonight. Hey, Gary, you think we're ever going to get that trophy away from Kyle for the Trophy Cup?
That was one of his most prized possessions, he said, and I'm sure he's going to get a lot more of those this season. Just to sum that all up, we love having Kyle Hurst on board with us, and he did a great job last year driving for Dennis and Teresa Roth. And you got to take every chance you get, and make the most out of it. And he definitely has the last couple of years. You talk about that Trophy Cup trophy that he had. I think that really opened a lot of people's eyes up about Kyle Hurst. Not that they didn't see him before, but driving from 17th to first at the Trophy Cup was pretty impressive. And, just had a lot of great runs last year, and this season driving one car. We talked to him in the interview about that. It's something that is definitely going to be great for him.
Yeah, consistency, same crew chief, same crew. You get to work together.
It's going to in and out. Yeah.
And he's already had time to gel. I look for him to come out strong out of the box.
Yep, definitely expect him to have great things this Saturday night in Antioch. And any last thoughts heading into Antioch, Jordan?
I started my announcing career in Antioch. I'm always looking forward to
really?
Antioch.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to get back to Antioch, and but I want to hear about Fernley.
Yeah.
I know last weekend you got to go to Fernley. I was on vacation. I was in Idaho.
Over in Idaho, yeah, right.
Yeah, so it was a debut of the KWS Lights. We had 7 classes running at Fernley. Brand new track layout. Dan Simpson's been doing a lot of improvements on it. What's your thoughts?
The hospitality up there is second to none. Matt Rantham, Buki Wilson, the whole gang up there, just they welcomed us with open arms. We had a lot of fun up there. The debut for the KWS Lights. We had 12 cars, which is
Wow,
more than I
first outing.
expected for the first outing. I mean, those of course wing spec sprints is basically what they are, and around different parts of the Western United States, they only average about 4 or 5 cars.
Yeah.
So to double that was pretty successful, and we're expecting more. Of course, we had Dan Simpson driving, Buddy Kofoid making his debut driving. Both did phenomenal jobs. Buddy's going to be a great up-and-coming talent. Of course, he's won championships in the karts and everying. But main event was won by Robert Cooney.
Yeah, San Jose.
Guy you remember, I
Yep,
believe,
absolutely. The Cooney family from San Jose. Longtime competitors down there on the micros, and now moving up to the KWS Lights, and I think they brought 3, 4 cars.
Yeah, they brought 4 cars, so that was
Wow.
a pretty good little operation there. But we had 26 IMCA modifies, which was great.
Wow.
We had Jeff Olszewska from Chico came over.
Wow, good. You got to take a look at the new banking at Fernley, and we had the Outlaw carts. We had
Dwarf cars.
Oh yeah, they got a good dwarf car race. I heard.
Good dwarf car race.
And things are coming around. I mean, it's an opening night after a complete renovation.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had a few glitches.
Yeah, right.
And they'll get them worked out because Dan's up there 24/7 working on that track.
Right. I tell you, the configuration is beautiful. We got to the booth, and the work they did is definitely paid off. And I'm excited to see the 410s up there. Of course, May 17th and 18th will be the first 5 weekends of action for the King of the West 410s, and I can't wait to see the 410s on the track.
I think on Friday on the 17th we have the Pro Stocks.
Yep.
And then on Saturday it's a double header for wing sprint cars, the KWS Lights and the KWS 410s. Unlimited sprint cars. That's
going to
great.
be exciting. Going to be exciting, and of course we have a lot of great racing coming up. Of course, next Saturday, April 27th, will be the King of the West Series in Placerville. But then the week after Placerville, we have the Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial, George. Of course, one of the cornerstones of the season.
Well, I think that's been growing, and thanks to the Dorikas, they've helped get that exposure out now with Dennis and Troy and yourself and KWS involved. The excitement, the buzz. I don't know what else. The buzz about the Bradway this year. Usually it comes down to a couple of days before the race, the lap money is sold out. The 8-minute event's already sold out.
Right, 7 more laps to go in the LCQ. So if you want a lap, get your orders in to Dave and Diane. Of course, area code 916-988-5958. The laps are going fast. I know you're going to get one, so there's only 6 left.
6 left. And hey, if we got fast time money,
$700 cash right now for fast time, and a beautiful car wash Mike commemorative trophy. Hard Charger, we currently have $250.
And I think we're talking to maybe a special award for that as well.
Yeah, special award from that, we believe, too. Grant's Fine Art and Alan Bradway are working on that. Something else exciting about the Bradway is the return of the X1, the Alan Bradway, Steve Tuccelli Sprinter.
Oh, wow.
Andy Forsberg will be there. First time he's driven in the Bradway in quite a few years.
Yeah, Placerville is not running that night, so it allows everybody to head to the Bradway. You should head to the Bradway. It's your chance to enjoy the only time this year to enjoy 410 KWS sprint car racing at Chico.
Yep, Saturday, May 4th. Mark it down in the calendars for the Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial. But this Saturday night, Antioch Speedway, April 20th, George. We're excited about it. And if anybody needs any extra information on that, be sure to log on to our website, kwssprints.com, or visit our Facebook and Twitter pages. You can also watch our videos on YouTube. We have the Willie Croft interview, Brent Kading interview, and different tribute shows archived on that. And of course, you can call us here at the office over the next couple days, 707-374-2222, or stop in out and say hi.
I'll see you at the action track on the Delta, Antioch Speedway.
We'll be there. Hope you guys are too.